Hey guys! Welcome back to Joshua's Japan channel, and today I have another very special guest today. Please welcome Miki!
Hi! I'm Miki Clark and I'm currently working as a voice actor and stage performer. I'm half Japanese and American.
Okay.
And my mom's Japanese and my dad's American. Raised mainly in Kanagawa.
Okay.
I'm a, what do you call it, like a army brat?
Army brat. Military
Yeah,
brat.
Military brat, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you grew up on base?
Well, I lived off base, but I went to a school on base.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long did you go to that school?
So this is where it gets complicated.
Okay.
So I started off by going to American school when I was in first grade.
Okay.
But in Japan, school starts a little later than in the States.
In April, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we start in September, right?
In America. Yeah.
So once I started in September in an American school, I went to the American school until April, where Japanese school starts. But once the Japanese school started first grade, I switched to Japanese school and went to Japanese elementary school for 4 years. And then after that, I went back to American school.
Why did that happen? Why did you go back to international school, the American school?
Well, the main reason was that, well, because I've been going to Japanese school for 4 years and I speak Japanese at home as well, my English skill was getting a little like
rusty.
Yeah, and my American side of the family can't speak Japanese.
Of course.
So I was a bit afraid that I won't be able to communicate with my family in the States. So I asked my mom if I could switch to American school so I could learn English again. And the other reason is that I used to get bullied a little bit in Japanese school.
Okay.
So,
What kind of bullying happened?
it wasn't something major, but it was like small things happening a lot that was just bothering me. There was one incident that hurt me the most.
Okay.
I got a present from Santa Claus, right?
Okay. Naturally.
And it was an eraser. It was like a Pocahontas eraser or something, and like that was like my happy present from Santa Claus, and I was using that in school, and someone chopped that in half
What?
while I was away from my class. And like every little small thing that happened before didn't really bother me that much, but like that just like hit me real hard for some reason. And I was like, okay, I'm quitting.
So you went back to the school on base, right? And so how was that experience after going to Japanese school for 4 years and you suddenly go back to international school?
Well, the hard thing was that I couldn't really keep up with all the work, like the school works.
Okay.
Because like I wasn't really able to speak English much at that time, and I couldn't write. Like in 4th or 5th grade, everyone else is able to like write and like they can spell, right? But I couldn't do any of those. So I took ESL class, English as second language class. So that helped me a lot. I still wasn't perfect in English, even though I went back to American school, but at least I was able to pick up like what everyone's saying, like conversation wise. Well, schoolwork wise, I wasn't really able to do much.
So after elementary school, what kind of education did you have after that?
I went back to Japanese school in junior high.
Why did you go back to Japanese school?
One thing is that I moved to Yokosuka, so my mom was asking me like which school I wanted to go to. Heard that like some kids would like smash the window and stuff like that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so like
the military kids.
Yeah, yeah. So there was a bit of problem on base school. So
but not middle school, but high school, right? But it was like the same school.
I think middle. Yeah, they're in the same. So yeah, I was a bit afraid to hear that, so I went back to Japanese school. The thing for me that like in middle school was that I don't know if it's because of the location, but kids in middle school were more welcoming. It was strict. My school was known to be strict, like really strict. Like you would have to say 失礼します before you sit down.
What?
Like we were like our school was called a prison. Oh, there's one thing, like switching from American school to Japanese school, that like there's one thing that I totally forgot about that you had to do in Japanese school is when you eat lunch, you have to say itadakimasu with everyone in the class before you start eating. And I totally forgot about that. So I started drinking my milk and the kids around me are like staring at me.
Freaking out, right?
Yeah, because like, especially because that school is strict.
Right.
Too.
Would you get in trouble if you don't say itadakimasu or?
Kind of, yeah, because the teacher is in the class with you to eat lunch. So like everyone's like shocked looking at me like, what are you doing? And I'm like, why is everyone staring
But
at me?
why did you choose to go to that middle school, like knowing it would be strict?
I didn't know it was strict.
Oh, right, you
until
didn't
I
know.
went there. No, I didn't know.
Okay.
So I cried going back home the first day because like, your skirt has to be long enough to cover your knees when you sit down. So it's super long. Everyone would be like, your skirt is so short, like you your skirt has to be longer and like you can't wear the socks. And I'm like, what socks? You have to wear plain white socks to school. Like you can't have like a logo on it or anything. Like even for your shoes as well. Like it has to be white with no like colored logos on it. And I'm like, where do you find those shoes? Like I can't find any of those type of shoes.
And so after going to that middle school, did you go back to international school? What happened?
I stick with going to Japanese school for the rest of my life.
Growing up, going to school and stuff, did you ever have an identity crisis, or did you ever question who you are? Why do I look different to other people? Why am I the only person that looks different? Why do I speak English? Did you ever have those kind of crises?
I think the only time that I had that was during elementary school. Well, especially because kids used to like pick on me because of that.
Right.
And I would think like, why am I different? Like, why do I not look the same and stuff like that? But I was like one of those kids that don't want to be the same as everyone else.
Right. So it kind of helped you in a way. Yeah.
I think my personality kind of and my thinking kind of helped me go through.
Kind of things did you experience as a mixed race in the industry? Like, did you ever like, you don't look fully Caucasian, right? And you don't look fully Japanese. So, did you ever encounter difficulties with roles and stuff?
Well, so they have auditions that are set for halves, right? So they're looking for hafu.
Yeah.
And I go in and they're like, oh, hafu ni mienai ne.
In what way?
Like, they think that I'm too Caucasian.
So
I'm like, okay. I turned in the paperwork before I came here. But, But okay. So yeah, I knew at that time, like that point, that I didn't get that job.
I wonder what kind of person is like a typical hafu looking.
I have no idea.
Yeah, like they're always looking for this hafu person, but you never know what kind of person they're actually looking for.
I'm hafu, and if I find someone hafu, I know that that person's hafu. 日本人の人から見ると maybe they don't seem half enough for them.
Did you ever encounter not racism, but like something similar in the industry?
I don't think this is only with me, but like when they're looking for, like sometimes they're looking for American, like specifically American. Okay, maybe I could go. And then I go, right? And then like there's so many other people from different countries at the audition, and I think in Japanese standard, or they think Americans are blonde with blue eyes. Right.
Like
so,
North European look, right? Yeah.
So when I go to auditions and like, so I don't get that job, right? Because I don't look fully American for their standard. And I look at the job when it comes out, and then I see like, okay, wait, that's a Russian girl.
So like when they think of an American, they're almost thinking of a North European, like Russian looking person. And so they don't really know how diverse America is, I think.
Yeah. So I was asking some of my friends who's from the States, and like I asked them like, okay, what's your image of Americans?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
a lot of them were saying like blonde with maybe brown eyes.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, that's new. I didn't.
So since you were born and raised here, but you kind of grew up on base, military base, like growing up, what did you think who you were? Like, how did you see yourself as? Like, did you see yourself as an American or Japanese or?
Like everyone can tell by like how I move or I don't know 泣きとか話し方はすごい日本人だと思う。自分でもそう思う。
そう。
でもたまに考え方だったりとか、誰とでも喋ったりとか、なんかまあいいかみたいな考え方はアメリカ人のマインドに近いのかなって。ベースのそのアメリカンスクールに通ってた時は同じクラスに10人ハーフの子がいたのもあって、なんかみんなミックスだから、なんかそれぞれ別に国のこと考えて接してない。日本の学校にいる時の方が気になるけど。
Why did they make you feel that way?
もう明らかに自分だけ違うっていうのがわかるし。
Keep reminding you that you look different, right? So I think when you were going to that school on base, like you never questioned your identity, but when you went to Japanese school, because people remind you, like you start questioning yourself.
Yeah.
So when you meet people in Japan, like every day, right?
Yeah.
So and you speak Japanese to them, of course. What's the reaction usually?
They will be like, 日本語上手だねっていう。
Do you tell them that you grew up in Japan every time, or how do you react to that?
Well, it depends on the situation.
Yeah, of course.
So if I get that comment like at a supermarket or somewhere, I'll be like, ありがとうございます。
You just go with it.
Yeah. But if I'm like really talking with someone, like maybe on set, like with the staff or someone, I'll be like, 日本でハーフなんですっていう。
It's just so when you tell them you're hafu, what's the reaction?
ハーフなんで全然ハーフに見えなかった。
Do you notice the differences between age, or is it typically the same? Or
なんか年配の人は逆に国を聞いてこないかも。
もう外人さんって感じ？
そう、それかもう普通に日本語で何も気にせず話しかけてくるか、なんかどっちか英語でずっと話しかけてくるか、because they want to practice English on you, right? Or they would just talk to you in Japanese and they don't really question where I'm from.
Right. So that's the easiest. They don't ask you any questions about your nationality or anything. Like you just start the conversation and you answer and they talk and that's it, right? That's the easiest usually. Have you ever lived somewhere other than America or Japan? Or have you ever lived in America?
I lived in America when I was 5 for like half a year.
Okay, so how was that experience? Like,
I don't really remember.
But
I was told that I forgot how to speak Japanese when I came back.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing I remember like being there is that I used to play with the snake that someone like the neighbors had.
Oh my gosh, that's so America. So have you ever lived somewhere other than America or Japan?
So since my dad's in the military, he used to be stationed in like all these different places, and one of them was Italy.
Okay.
So when I was in middle school, I went to Italy for like half a year.
Okay.
So I went to American school on base in Italy.
Right. So when you encountered Italians on the street or something, what did they see you as? Like, did they ever question where you're from, or?
No, they would just come up to me speaking in Italian. They thought that I was Italian.
Yeah, you do look Italian. You could pass as Italian.
Yeah, but when I'm with my whole family walking in the street, they'll like really stare at us because my dad's American and he has blonde hair, blue eyes.
Oh, okay.
And my brother's half Asian as well.
Right.
And my dad's wife, she's from Thai.
Oh,
so everyone's
interesting.
Like, huh?
So
are they related? Yeah.
That's an interesting mix
Yeah.
as well. Like, because your brother is half Thai, half
Actually, my brother's half Korean.
half Korean.
Yeah.
Okay, but his new wife is
Is
Thai.
Thai, yeah.
Okay, so it was your dad, the Thai wife, and your half Korean, half American brother, and you.
Yeah, so we all have different nationalities.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Italy, if you're Asian, people will stare at you.
Really?
Yeah, they're like,
So you've been in the entertainment world for like the past 10 years? Like, ちゃんと properly.
yeah, maybe
15?
15 or 10.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So what kind of things have you seen? Like, any interesting stories?
When you see like other Japanese casts, like extra, so one time there's like a shooting where there's half of the crowds are Japanese, from Japanese agency with Japanese cast.
They're so
And,
tamed in it.
Yeah.
Like,
So when they entered the studio, they would be like, "Yoroshiku,
Yeah.
like in a really loud.
yeah.
But like all the other gaikokujins are like, "Ohayo."
I'm like that too.
Yeah, well, I'm that type too.
So
But
good.
yeah, so the gap is a bit. Like,
The
but
gap
it's-
is really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, you can see an obvious difference there.
Yeah.
It's entertaining. Like, they would never complain. They would eat whatever they're given. They would stay on set
Yeah.
until the next day if they had to. And なんかすごいそこの and then I realized what kind of education I had in Japanese school. I was like, oh, そっか、なんか of course
Right.
if you go through that education,
Yeah.
you will turn out to be like this. So なんかそこで I learned on set how to behave like a foreigner. Like I was very Japanese up to like high school, but after like working with foreigners, I like shoots and stuff. That's how I picked up the 外国の mannerism. I think. So.
In between's I think good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I try to be in between because you don't want to be too なんか not sassy, but like a queen, always complaining, like I'm the center of attention. You don't want that attitude, but you also want to stand for yourself and like say like that's wrong.
Yeah.
I won't do this because it's ethically wrong, or because they will make you do many unethical things on set. So sometimes you gotta stand for yourself. So
Yeah.
you gotta be somewhere in between, right? When you were going to Japanese elementary school, you got bullied, right? Why do you think that was?
私がすごく日本語がこう喋れなくてこうみんなに助けてもらわないといけない状況で学校に通ってたらなんかもしかしたらもうちょっと違ったのかなとも思っててっていうそれが思うきっかけが私の後に入ってきた女の子がフィリピンから引っ越してきた子で一応フィリピンと日本のハーフの子ではあるんだけどもう日本語が全く喋れないでその子に対してはすごくみんな協力的でなんかもうすごい助けてあげたいっていう気持ちでみんなすごく行く。
人間って自分よりもこう弱い人に対してはこうでかい態度取れるじゃん。優しくできるじゃん。優しくする余裕があるじゃん。けど対等になった途端に自分が上なのか下なのかすごい考えるじゃん。だから多分ミキがみんなと同じレベルで日本語できてけど見た目が違うからなんか気に食わないんだろうね。So, thank you for joining my show today, Miki. And do you want to advertise anything? Are you on Instagram? What kind of things do you do?
Yes, I am on Instagram and I usually work for kids.
Okay.
So I perform for kids and I sometimes do Instagram live for kids singing children's songs.
Oh, nice.
So if you want to follow me for that, please follow me for that. And I also do voice acting. So if you can find me on anywhere, I can't really say what I'm doing because it's like I do a lot of jobs that are confidential. So I can't really give out what jobs I do. But if you can notice my voice on some things, I'll be really happy.
So, thank you for watching, guys. Please give us a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel and please leave a comment. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Okay. Thank you.